back. You're watching Southern Diaries. Startups in Bengaluru are looking to innovate in spaces that touch the lives of ordinary people, and transport sector is seeing a surge in interest from startups. In fact, bringing the concept of self-driven cars to India, Zoom Cars, the one that owns the largest fleet of cars in India, is looking at massive expansion plans for the country. I spoke to Greg Moran, the CEO of the company, and asked him what the expansion plans look like for India.
No, so thanks for having me. It's been great. No, it's something where, we started off about 2.5 years ago, and it's something where we started off small, of course, here in Bangalore with just 7 cars. Today, as we sit here in October 2015, we have roughly 2,000 cars, and we're spread across 6 cities now. And so in the acceptance, we're really pleased, and as kind of the market leader and really the market maker, it's something where we know we are just kind of still the early days of the journey. There's a long way to go as we build the market.
Greg, in terms of the business model, I want to understand from you. You own a few cars. You also have your third-party vendors. What is working out well for Zoom Cars in terms of the business model? And also, you are seeing other players get in the market after you've come in, looking at how lucrative it is. In terms of competition, want to understand, where do you stand?
Sure. So there's a lot there, so to unpack that. I think it's something for us, thinking about supply fundamentally, really, we do own a bulk of our cars, the majority of our cars, but it's something where we do that because it actually gives us a lot of opportunity to really control the customer experience. And so when you have that control of the vehicle, you can ensure, of course, that's maintained very, very well, that's cleaned very, very well, et cetera, et cetera. And that's something which ultimately leads to happy customers, more customers. And when you're building a market, when you're kind of growing something from scratch, it's really important that you kind of seed that sort of virality and that customer experience early on. And so that helps a lot in that respect. But now in terms of competitors, certainly there's a couple of smaller folks who have come up over the last couple of months. And I think we're excited to see more people come into the space because ultimately, if you look out in the U.S., you look to China, you look to Latin America, Europe, et cetera, what you see is that it's never really sort of a winner-take-all market. It's always you see 2, 3, 4 players who are large at scale. And the reality is when it's a very, very young market, it helps to have other people there alongside you to help propel the overall market growth forward.
Sure. Greg, you operate in 6 or so cities. I want to understand from you in terms of traction, where are you seeing, a bulk of your customers coming in from? And also in terms of your revenues, how have you been growing?
Sure. So, I think what we see is actually across the 6 cities, we see very, very healthy growth. And something that certainly some of our younger cities, technically they're growing faster just because they're starting from a smaller base. But, we certainly see that our larger cities like Bangalore, which is our first city, certainly doing phenomenally well. And we're going to continue building there. In terms of revenue, I can't really sort of give exact numbers, but we have seen, from the beginning of this year, we've actually grown it over 5x. So it's certainly been, quite exciting to see that.
Sure. Greg, also if you could talk about, how well funded are you currently, and also in terms of your investors, how many people are on board, and also would you require more funds going forward, and are you looking to raise more capital?
Sure. So, until date, we've raised about $22 million. Sequoia and Nokia have been our primary institutional investors. Sequoia led our Series A round. So, they certainly, both guys have been very supportive, very helpful in guiding us, steering us as we've grown and come up here. Now, we certainly will be raising more capital in the future. And that's something where I think it's in our type of business, it's important to have good alignment with sort of the right type of investment partners who can kind of really understand your vision. So know that what you're building is not a 12-month vision. It's not a 18-month vision. It's a multi-year vision. And I think we're certainly going to be doing that in the coming months.
Sure. Greg, also want to understand from you in terms of the customer experience, want to understand from you, a lot of players just going mobile app only, and few of them are having both your desktop versions and also the mobile app version. Want to understand from you in terms of your game plan, what is it going with?
Yeah, so I think, to be honest, we haven't seen anyone in this industry go mobile only. That really probably doesn't necessarily make sense considering the actual customer and the use case. So, you think you want to go out and you want to book a car, sometimes for a holiday. A lot of times, people will be at home late at night. They'll be on their desktop and browsing around. So that sort of experience, maybe not, but it is a huge chunk, and especially since we have a big chunk of our folks are under 30, and so because of that, they live in the mobile global economy, they believe that that's going to be a critical piece for them. It's really easy and convenient.
Sure. The other co-founder, David, of course, moved back to US. Want to understand from you in terms of transition, what has it been like, and has there been any changes in the management post that?
Sure. So David did step out earlier this year. It's something where he was getting married, which is one thing on a personal level, and then on a professional level, I think he's always been sort of an early stage startup guy who really relished that opportunity, and so I think he saw some opportunities to do the same back stateside. So I think for him at that point it made sense to kind of move on. But I think for us, where we are positioned, we've been certainly hiring a good many folks, and I think one area where you'll see continued investment is on technology, and so we'll be making a couple more key technology hires, a couple key operational hires over the next couple of months.
Sure. Finally, want to get from you, Greg, in terms of your expansion plan, what is it, and are you looking to expand your fleet and also people? And going forward, what can we expect from Zoomcar stable for the rest of the year?
Sure. So as I said, it's really just the beginning, and so I think for us it means over the next 12 months, certainly expect us to see 10,000 plus cars go out on road, and that's kind of a nice sort of medium-term benchmark for us. And that means we'll probably be pushing out across another 15 odd cities because we think that certainly the tier 2 markets can sustain this business quite well. So we're not going to probably go the Ola route and do 110 cities, but I think probably somewhere more in the middle. Yeah.
Great speaking to you, Greg.
Thanks.
That's all we have for you this week. For more news and updates, keep watching Bloomberg TV India.